Puka and Davis had a number of impressive catches. Just what do you remember about, I guess, the plays and those catches that they made, and how that maybe helped them build their confidence as rookies?
Yeah, we relied upon those guys a bunch that year. That was a great football game, back and forth. Obviously, didn't end the way we wanted it to, but great battle. I imagine it's going to be something similar when we go back there. You know, it's a tough place to play. They've got good football, good players, a good football team, and have been really good for a long time. So I know we'll get their best shot. And as far as those two guys, Davis made a great catch on a seam ball, got in on a wide screen where he got his helmet turned all the way around and almost ripped off. Puka made a number of great plays. A couple come to mind. Just the one crosser from left to right into a tough coverage. Made a great layout catch. It wasn't an easy day to throw and catch with some of the weather. Those guys have been great since they've been here, and that was definitely a highlight early for them in their careers.
You're currently leading the NFL in passing yards, and through a long career, you've always, or several times, have been near the top, but never finished at the very top.
All right, thank you.
I was going to say, does that mean anything to you? Would you like to add that to your resume, which is obviously long and storied?
Yeah, no, I don't think too much about that. I'm just trying to execute the plays that are called as best I can. Obviously, we've had some success through the air early on in the season, trying to do everything I can to just get the ball to the guys that make the plays. And then if there's opportunities for me to, make a play, buy a little extra time, do something like that, throw something down the field, then those would come to life. But I'm not thinking about that surely at the moment, and maybe some other time when I'm done playing this game. But no, I'm just trying to get us in the end zone and score as many points as I can.
Hey Matthew, Devontae's always been a great player for so many years. Is there anything that has surprised you now that you have this amount of opportunity to work with him?
I don't know, surprised. I just appreciate more and more every time we get to work together. I watched him a bunch of times early on in my career when I was in Detroit and he was in Green Bay doing what he was doing, and just had a ton of respect and admiration for his game. That hasn't changed. It's only grown since he's been here. As good a player as he is, he's an even better teammate, professional. The guy's as prepared as they come. He's doing everything he can to play at a high level every single week and lead that group, which is awesome.
How do you back to the 2022 season when Liam Cohen was here as the OC? Can you describe what he was like, what his temperament was like, and how he was as a coach?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty mild-mannered guy. He obviously, he's passionate about the game of football, passionate about the guys that he's coaching, and about executing at a high level, which I respect. I have nothing but great things and great memories, of my time with Liam. Obviously, I didn't get to finish the season. We didn't play as well as we wanted to, but I think Liam's a really sharp coach. I think he's showing that, with what they're able to do right now. But no, I think my time with him was great. I learned a lot from him, and still keep in touch with him a decent amount.
Puka said that the Breakfast Club has carried over to this year, even if he's not in quite as early as you and Cooper used to be. Like, kind of, what do those mornings look like this year?
Not too different than what they used to. Listen, doors always open in the quarterback room, so guys are popping in and out all the time, and Puka's done a great job of being prepared and ready to go, and it's usually just eggs, bacon, a little bit of toast, and some football.
How do you treat these mini buys in terms of your recovery, and how much of a boost do you feel like it gives to have that extra time to recover?
I use them as best I can. I make sure that when I'm at the soccer games for my girls, I'm sitting down and not up too much, trying to save my legs. For painting pumpkins, trying to make sure my hands don't get too dirty. No, I rest as much as I can, but it's a full-time deal on the weekends when I get home. But I do appreciate them, especially as I get older and longer in my career. It's important to try to use those times whenever you can to try to feel as good as you possibly can. I did that as best I could and feel refreshed and ready to come back out and try to get this thing rolling again.
For as much as you guys have your routines, in terms of when you're home or getting ready for road games, when you go on a trip like this where you're going to be out of town, for an extended time, how does that affect your weekly routine in terms of whatever body work and all that different kind of stuff?
It'll change it some, obviously. Won't be sleeping in my own bed, won't be doing some of the things that I'm accustomed to doing. Maybe might just change location really. Like what I would do maybe at home, I'll do wherever our setup is when we stay there. So maybe just a little bit more of that. But as far as the things that I get in a normal week compared to what I feel like I'll be able to get in there, I don't think that's going to change much. It might just change location or time or when we do something. But I mean, biggest thing is, not being in your own house, not having your family around, all that kind of stuff. But as far as the football stuff goes, getting ready to go play, we'll be just fine.
Puka's top.
Just quick, a couple of questions about, you guys had a couple of tough games, tough losses. For you, how would you say adversity reveals something about a player that maybe success can't? And then for you personally, how do you try to reset after a tough loss like that?
Yeah, I think you learn most about players, teams, all of that yourself when you go through tough times and you realize, what are you going to be about after that? Is it going to be finger pointing and all that kind of stuff, or is it going to be, hey, rallying the troops and looking inward, trying to figure out how you can help the team be better? I feel like we have a locker room full of those guys, start with our head coach and everybody down through the locker room. So I feel good about that. As far as resetting for me, the time off was nice, a couple days to get to hang out with my girls and my family and do all that and come back refreshed and feel ready to go.
Puka said that when he first had a throwing session with you after he got drafted, he was really nervous and felt like he had ruined the relationship by calling you sir. Like, what do you remember about those early workouts with him?
I don't remember him ruining them, but I remember him being nervous. He might have thrown up a couple times here or there after some routes, but I remember being impressed, at the same time of just how he moved, how he caught the football, how you could tell the physicality was going to come out once the pads came on, even with nothing on, just like no pads, nothing, just running in shorts and a t-shirt. I mean, it was evident. So there was a willingness to learn, the same personality you guys get to see and talk to every single week. So an infectious guy to be around and fun guy to be around. So I was pleasantly surprised with the late round draft pick that we had. That it seemed like he was going to be pretty decent players turned into a good one.
You've played with a lot of star receivers in your career. They've all had unique traits that have made them who they are. What would you say is Puka's superpower?
I think trying to put one on it, I think if I can't, then it's got to be versatility, right? If it's like, hey, if I can't say he's 6'5", 250 pounds and runs 4.3 like Calvin did or whatever, it's like, I think it's just his versatility, right? If you're a defense and you're going up against him, and really not unlike a lot of guys on our team, but you got to defend all the blades of grass. Are we going to hand it to him? Are we going to throw it to him? Is he going to lead block for us in a run play, or is he going to slip out into the flat, catch it, and run for another 15? So, I think it's his versatility, his ability to affect the game in a number of different ways and help our team. Thanks.